I forgot. I got off track last video, last live stream, but to reiterate one thing, another way like if you saw that last stream, and like I said, this is way too important to be like. See, that's another reason why they use black women, because they know she's gonna be like, why you worried about it? You know how black women get. Them types. Like I said, they don't represent all black women for first off, and they never was the ones who were in the head of households. When I was a kid, there were black women like that. With them type of miles when I was a kid, but they weren't ladylike. Even whoever your family members, your cousins, whoever. They not as a kid. We were kids. Obviously, you respect them and all this and that, but that's not the hit. That's what's wrong with. They tried to. But see, that's what they're trying to do to everybody right now, so they can take over, have women in charge. And so she gonna be like, "Why you worried about it?" And like, no, nope. But like I said, one way, and why you keep talking, because it's way too important. This is not just soul of the country. This is your soul for eternity. Uh, so the one another main that I keep saying, and also another good analogy. Remember how when Trump would be doing speeches, they would ask him, "Do you denounce white supremacy?" Every single time, and he'd be like, and he'd say it, "I do," but they still keep asking him, "Do you denounce?" This is that, just same stupid shit over and over and over again. All right. Now, like I said, one way to tell, like even the ones that so called on the channel where a dude is I'm black conservative, you know, so he's supposed to have cred with the rest of us just because you're black and you say you're a conservative, but like I said, your words will betray you. Just like with him, I don't think he's a plant. I think he really just soft. He's soft. He's trying to be, he's just too soft to go off on her like I did. But see, that's because remember I told you the way I was raised for this. It's not because I was raised to disrespect women. It's the opposite. Women are the ones who taught me not to fall for that type of shit. There's white women who taught their sons not to fall for a woman. It don't matter what color, like that. You know what I'm saying? They taught them not to fall for that shit. So that's just like had nothing to do. We all know the whole thing has nothing to do with disrespecting women. It had, if she want to be a hoe and talk like a man and act like a man, she get treated like a man. Just because she fucked everybody, all these dudes don't mean she's a woman or feminine. She's not feminine. She's a hoe. But anyway, the surefire way is they won't say any. They still, just like that girl in that video I just played, she still won't say nothing about the Democrats. They try to, it sounds to the, you ain't even got to be trained, untrained ear, I was finna say, you ain't even got to be trained. She's every American of every color, but she still, because like I said, if she's supposed to be smart like us, what's the best analogy for what's going on? You got to cut out the cancer. It's the Democrats. And so you can't just be, oh, all Americans got to work together. You can't work with cancer. You can't work with it. You got to get rid of it. That's the end of it. There's no, why they did. We know who did it. And yeah, we got some rhinos, but like we said, they were never Republicans. They just tried to infiltrate and say they were, and like I said, they voting records and everything they did shows that they were Democrats. They just had the gall to say they were Republicans, but they're not. That's easy to tell. That's not something that's hard. Like I said, the reason it was easy for them to do that, I would say most of us really weren't paying attention. Like I said, I even had to admit it. But there's a reason, like I said, I saw that video. It was a Navy SEAL, and he was explaining it, and I didn't even think about it. But he's right. He said, you don't talk about, not at all. To me, it's not even some kind of directive in the military. You just never talk about politics, period. You don't talk about voting. Nobody voted. I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. That's why to this day I barely, even though once I got out the military, I started voting immediately. Some said, you know what, you can't complain because when I was a kid, again, my black folks, my family, my black folks, they used to say it, the elders, the World War II generation. I'm a kid, 10 years old, Reaganomics or whatever. You can't complain if you didn't vote. They can't complain if you don't vote. All of a sudden, as soon as I got out the military, I remembered that while I was in the military, there's no vote. Nobody voted. They say the election coming up. We only time we even talked about politics was the Clinton scandal, Monica Lewinsky. That's the only time we even had discussions about it. And the only thing I said was, if I would did what he did as a married man, I'm getting court-martialed for adultery. So why is the commander-in-chief allowed to do adultery? That's all I said. But all the black folks, oh man, all he did. No, I'm serious. I heard it. Looked at, we having conversations. A lot of them, all of them, I was working at that point. I wasn't at Fort Bragg no more. I was at Fort Houston. I was working with civilians, and all of them were not Vietnam vets in their 50s. It's in the 90s. Obviously, it was during the Monica Lewinsky scandal. And all them niggas was like, he ain't do nothing but get a little head, you know. That's what most black people was, you know, because Democrats, all of them Democrats, they toeing the Democrat line, you know. Just he ain't do nothing but get. But anyway, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like I said, they won't denounce the Democrats. Like I said, that girl made that video, didn't say nothing about the Democrats, even though she's trying to sound like, that's what I'm saying. It shows that they're really not trying to, they're just still following orders. What they're doing, they're just trying to switch it up and still trying to fool us so they can infiltrate and get, they hoping they still got a chance. And you got to think about it. It's only what, 8 months till November. They're getting desperate. They can't use what they used before. I can't say it because my channel will get a strike, but you know they can't use, and that's it. So they can't use it. No more 6 feet. No more this and that. That's all well, whatever. But anyway, I ain't say nothing about anything else. I just said it's not here anymore. YouTube, so don't try to strike my channel. All I said is just it's not here.
Notice on the board, you gotta be out by March 15th. I think that gave us like a month and a half.
And have to pay for rent. Knowing good and goddamn
So she's trying to sound like I said, but my point in saying it again and bringing it up again is they never denounce the Democrats. Not at all. They will not say anything. You know, this is Democrats. They still try to make it like that little Jeep. Because look at the Jeep crew, but they still trying to make it seem like, oh, America, it's just America does black people wrong, and see, they're still, what they're trying to is damage control. They know us black folks, black Republicans, they real black folks, period. They know we had something to say. Yeah, they know we gonna rub it in. We talk. This is more than just, like I said, making a bet or predicting the Super Bowl. This ain't a popularity contest of Trump, and this is real life. Like I said, you done wreck my cars. You know, you send your little boys trying to fight me and trying to either get into a fight or, well, I'm gonna have to do something to them and get arrested. That's what I'm saying. This is real deal Holyfield. You know, all types of shit. You know, and it's just, so this ain't rubbing it in like, see, we told you that. No. The money, like I said, the eviction rates are up, car repossessions, everything is up. Then, like I said, you got people running around. They might be able now, the car not, at this point, their car ain't evicted, but repossessed. But what's the first thing they gonna stop paying then? Their insurance. So you got people running around with no insurance. They running, like I said, run into your car. Now your insurance going up because you're gonna have to use yours, even though it's their fault. So now your premium's going up. See, it's affecting everybody. And that's why I'm talking about it, still keep talking about it. And, you know, because that's what I grew up around, you know. I'm just saying, I know what they going to be like. Why you kid, especially these type of women. But I didn't have too many of them, like, as my direct influences. I'm talking about even in high school, you didn't really mess with chicks like that. You know, they basically, that's what I'm saying. Nowadays, they promoting the project, the hood rats. And try to, you didn't mess with girls like that in high school who talk like, act like that. That's what I'm saying. You didn't want, you just, you know, all this gang banging and dope dealing going on, but you still didn't mess with a girl like that. That's what they tried to change it by the 2000s to where the real nigga did fuck with a girl. That's his main girl, a chick like that. A chick like that ain't gonna be your main girl. Back in my day, you gonna get a church girl that don't hang out, don't do what y'all do, don't drink, don't smoke. But nowadays, you get a bitch like that, probably got 3 kids, about 3 different dudes or 5, all this. But she down, ride or die. That's my Bonnie and Clyde. No, she not. She a hoe, nigga. And that's what I'm saying. It's not dissing. It's not dissing that women and dissing black women. No. You still, actually, we the ones sticking up for black women. I'm the one. And the last thing I was going to point out to y'all who love all this communist shit, you know, there was no crime in the Soviet Union. And this is not a diss against capitalism, because it's to stupid people it will sound like. But all that robbing and stealing y'all doing, the communists got y'all doing right now to destabilize the country, they don't go on in a communist country. There was no crime whatsoever in the Soviet. Look at them old movies. Until the wall came down, you know, Mr. Gorbachev. That's my best Reagan impersonation. Tear down that wall. You know, what was most of us, we like 14 or something, 88, 80. But then that's when the Russian mob, there was no Russian mob before that. Everything before that was, you know, they're all military. Communists. It was the communists, military, communists. That's what. So there's no crime. There's gonna be no crime. You're not gonna be able to steal to feed you. Like nowadays, you might say, "I'm doing all this to feed my family." You know, stealing, whatever you're doing. But you ain't gonna be able to do all that once they take over. Everybody gonna starve equally. That's the only good thing. Not even good thing. You all gonna starve equally in communism. You know, look like an old movie, old comedy movies trying to not diss, but show what communism is about. That's why we make jokes about it. You know, you got some dude in the military. All you got is these military people in Russia back in 82, 83. As kids, we saw it. All you got is the military leaders and everybody else starving. You wasn't going to be able to steal. You're not going to be able to steal. You're not going to be able to do anything. There's not gonna be no gangs, no mob. The only mob is the government. You know, there's no mafia. Like I said, the Russian mob is big now, but they didn't exist in 1985 because it was the USSR. So how many S's? USSR. United States of Soviet Railroad, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? So there was no freedom. You have to have capitalism and freedom to have mafias and gangs and da-da-da-da, because I'm just saying, right nowadays, you don't need none of that stuff. You don't have to have, you know, now we see you don't have to have mafias and gangs and, you know, mafia in the Italian community and gangs in the black to survive. Like I said, we just found something else to do. Like I said, so I was shown that it's rigged, and now I know. Like I said, that's why I joined the army back then. I found out it looked like, to me, it was rigged. Like, you still ain't gonna rise up through the ranks. You still did. I don't want to rise up through the ranks. I was wanting to be independent. You ain't gonna do that either. So fuck that. I'm out of here. So it was fake. So there's no need You know, nowadays there's no need for the this and that. You don't have to have all the gangs to help the community and to make money or be an athlete or entertainer. All of that, you shouldn't have to have that to escape to get out the black neighborhoods. But who are you escaping from? The Democrats. Again, that's what I'm saying. No, why none of these so-called angry black people now mad at the migrants? Because they're not. They're crazy. Something wrong with them. Why wouldn't you be mad that you still have to, you know, whatever, to escape the hood and the Democrats? So you gonna still be friends with these Democrat politicians in your city, Atlanta? You know, they gonna come to your church, and y'all still gonna vote for them, and because they're black, and they, you know, they come to your church and eat with you, you know, and fellowship with you. But your family and everybody else still getting shot up and this and that, and barely can walk to school and this and that. Your house getting shot up, and or whether you're innocent and they just, you know, they shot up the whole block, or if they really are after your team. But you know, it don't matter if he fucked up, because it does. That's what I'm saying. That's what's gonna happen. But it shouldn't be a network like that anyway. For him, he should just get a job. Like I said, for a team, if your parents as black folks, these black folks should have jobs good enough that their team should just get a job, and they don't have to help their little brother or pitch in. They shouldn't have to pitch in to help their mama and buy their little brother some shoes. And with they 16 with their job working at Walmart or McDonald's. They should just be able to worry about their homework and their job and keep their little bit of money to buy their school clothes or whatever else they want, or save money to buy a car, whatever. That's all their money should go to. It shouldn't go to helping everybody else in the family. That's how it should be. I mean, like I said, when I had my jobs, I could do whatever I want, you know, look like a bigger drug dealer, you know, or whatever. Got gold and clothes, but, you know, I had a job and hustle, do both of them. But that's how it's supposed to be. Like I said, all these dudes, you doing this nowadays, a lot of them, like I said, that's their reason. Oh, I gotta, you know, because they got a lot of kids and little brothers and sisters, oh, you know, in their family. They 8 to 17, 16. They mama, you know, they got like 6 kids in their household, and they the oldest, so they go out in the street and do what they do. But like that's why I'm giving y'all this warning. Like, now them same 6 kids ain't going nowhere in the next, say, 3 years. Say the communists did win. Now it ain't gonna be no more going out in the street getting money and stealing. So they gonna starve even worse, because you helped the communists take over. And when they take over, it's really, like I said, the iron fist, just like they call it in Russia, the iron fist. Ain't nothing you can do about it. All the guns gonna all of a sudden disappear. Yeah, they gonna take all that shit. You ain't gonna have no guns. All them guns you had, they gonna disappear. Guaranteed. You think, oh, there's no way to get all them guns. Shit, they'll get rid of them. Guaranteed, they gonna get rid of them real quick, fast, in a hurry. The only ones gonna have guns is the communist military. Is he worried about your little sisters and all that? Yeah, they gonna do whatever they want to everybody. It is not a joke, and we're not fear mongering. We're telling you the fucking truth. That's what these losers do. But that's what I had forgot to say. That's all I had to say.